You're watching the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous stand.
Salah to settle it in front of the Kop.
Hey guys, welcome back to Hot Kopics episode 104 with myself, AGT. We've also got Freestyle DM, aka Doyle lad, in the house. How are you, my brother?
Very well, lad. Just having a lovely Yorkshire tea, cup of tea, lads. Enjoying it with me little Liverpool
Other
cup.
brands of tea are available, of course. We need to say
Seen
that.
that?
Shout
Seen
out
that,
to you. It's a great mug. If you're an audio listener, it says Cheeky Corner, Origi, 79th minute. We all know what that refers to. Right, let's get into this. Shout out to everyone who's joining us on YouTube. Make sure you smash that like button, comment with your thoughts. But then also, if you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button so we can get to 50k as soon as possible. And if you're listening on audio, make sure you smash that 5-star rating review button and then go ahead and make sure that you are following us on your audio platforms as well as an audio platform podcast. Doyle, a lot's been going on, I'll be honest. I mean, I've put the title quite sensationalistically, Kelleher injured, because I almost, whether it's true or not is one thing. But then second of all, we need to actually work out, you know, if he is ever injured, we are going to have Adrian in goal. So we need, obviously, Alisson and Kelleher to get back, if they are even out, as soon as possible. But before we get into that, the first hot topic that we're going to speak about today, Doyle, are you ready for this? Are you excited?
Yes, buddy. Go on.
I'll hit you with it. So it's currently breaking news that the head of football, the sporting director at Bournemouth, Richard Hughes, will be leaving his position at the end of the season. He's also on Liverpool's shortlist to become a director of football, Doyle. I mean, knowing that not only is Klopp going, it's all of the backroom staff as well. We're also in dire straits when it comes to needing a sporting director or a director of football, as they call it, now that Jorge Schmadtke has left. I mean, Richard Hughes, he used to play for Portsmouth. He was a decent Premier League player maybe 20 years ago, but now he's taken on this role at Bournemouth. I mean, one, what do you know about him, Doyle? But two, do you think that we should be almost prioritizing getting a sporting director in to the same level as almost a new manager, with it being such an important role in today's footballing world?
What do I know about Richard Hughes? I know that he's overseen plenty of good signings at Brighton. They're one of the teams that's being touted as one of the best scouting systems. Bournemouth. Sorry. Okay, Bournemouth. Then, to be honest with you, buddy, not much. Not really, to be quite honest with you. I don't know much. He's bought some Liverpool players. He bought Dominic Solanke from us. Did he get him?
Yeah.
They've done well so far. They're a team that have had limited resources and they've played well to get back in the Premier League. They've cemented themselves as Premier League teams again. If he's overseeing signings that have come into that team, then yeah, he seems like a good little candidate. But I've also heard of Michael Edwards getting shouts for Liverpool again, which I would like to see, but he's demanded that he gets full rights over everything. Essentially, he wants full control, which is a big ask, considering that we want to get a new manager, and he's obviously going to want to say as well. But yeah, getting a role like this is super important, right? Like I've just said about the fella Michael Edwards, he was integral to a lot of our signings.
Yeah.
And I think when he left, we noticed, right? He went to another team, and we seem to not sign the same type of player that we signed before him. But we've done all right. I don't know, lads. It's difficult to say, right? It's a massive transitional stage for us. So who's to say that if you get someone that's a little bit less experienced, like a Richard Hughes, that he'll do a good job with us compared to somebody like Michael Edwards that we've already had? You don't know, lads. It's football, right? It's difficult question to answer, lads, especially in this period for Liverpool. But definitely we need to look for somebody to replace or somebody to come in over Schmadtke. Definitely, lad.
Yeah, Schmadtke. Yeah, it's such an important role in, you know, football, in every sport, really. There's always a director who oversees the kind of ins and outs, maybe from a commercial standpoint, but also recruitment. And that's something that Michael Edwards did very, very well. He was super successful in his role. We've heard of maybe trying to prize him back with a kind of guarantee that he'll have full control. I mean, he was so successful for us, and we haven't really known another name to be that successful for us. And we know that he's on the market still. So I guess the natural kind of, route to go down is to get him back and want him back. But is there a shout that maybe if we did give him full control plus equity, I'm hearing he wants percentages as well. Do you think that's almost given that role too much importance when actually, the main business happens on the pitch?
I was just going to say that, like, a lot of football, and when you imagine it, is just the players and the manager, isn't it? But it's so much deeper than that nowadays. Like, the fine margins are so fine that you need the edging wherever you can gain it. And it does seem like these sporting directors have something that gives us value in the club. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, right? It's a new thing to me, to be quite honest with you, to learn about all these different roles in the back. But he was successful for us, and I've heard a lot of praise about Michael Edwards. But to give that much control still seems a bit, here's the keys. Does that make sense? It's still Liverpool. Still feels like we may be selling ourselves short, but how am I to say, lad? I don't make the decisions, right? So I'm thinking just what a lot of other fans are probably thinking. What the hell is going on with all this sporting directing stuff? Just get somebody in that's going to be successful for us in whatever that looks like.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the fans might not know exactly the role or the job role and the job description of sporting director. There's a question mark over Richard Hughes, I think, just because of maybe the lack of experience at a top level club. With all due respect to Bournemouth, who have done fantastically to even get in the Premier League and stay in there. But I haven't heard enough from his work to really go out there and put my kind of to nail that name down for me. The names out there. I mean, Jorg Schmadtke came in. Obviously, got a Soboslai. That was maybe the key thing that he did. And obviously, he's leaving at the end of the season. As well. Endo, who I think, looking back, was actually such an amazing piece of maybe. Maybe it is the best. I mean, McAllister and him, I'd toss it up between them two. But yeah, let us know in the comments. How do you feel about Richard Hughes and maybe the links between him and Liverpool, knowing now that he is definitely leaving Bournemouth at the end of the season? Shout out to everyone inside. Apparently, he's good friends with Michael Edwards as well. Is that another narrative that we need to look at? Do we also look at Michael Edwards and Xabi Alonso, maybe forming some kind of partnership if he was to come back?
That's a good question as well.
Yeah, well, Ali, this is a good one. We want Edwards as CEO of football and Hughes as sporting director under Edwards. Edwards doesn't want the same role as before. He wants to be CEO of the football club, which, I guess is similar in a way to Peter Moore's role when he was there. But he was more on the commercial side rather than, actually picking players. Shout out to Frank Carlisle, who says, I just hope Mo gets a few minutes on Thursday alongside Soboslai.
Yeah.
We'll speak about this. We're going to get into this. We've got our hot Kopics all laid out. If there is any feedback on Doyle's mic, I'm not sure if it's the connection between the headphones and the actual laptop. It's a little bit rattly. So hopefully we can fix that for you. But yeah, Hughes is very good friends with Edwards. So maybe there's something to read into that there. Big AGT and Lil Doyle in the building, says keep it real. Lil Doyle, bit offensive. Shout out to Basirala, who says, lovely to see Doyle. Would love to see him more often or even to have his own channel on the side.
That would be brilliant, lad. Let me look into something. I have thought about it.
Been saying this for 3 years
thank you.
on the Kop TV. There
you go.
Shout out to you. Yeah, Mighty Red saying that Xabi and Michael Edwards would be a great pairing as well.
Probably would.
If
because
it comes back, a sporting director would work under him. I think that's the progression. Maybe it's Edwards in maybe a more senior.
It sounds like when these points are being brought up. So now Richard Hughes is friends already with Michael Edwards. Michael Edwards wants to be a CEO. Richard Hughes is happy to play the role underneath, and then Xabi Alonso, who's a little bit inexperienced when it comes to managerial stuff. And I know he's having a fantastic season, but still, it's not normal to do what he's doing right now. Do you know what I mean? So, at him having them experienced people in front of him, i.e. Michael Edwards running the show, might be a good little trinity. That it might work actually quite well in the synergy between the three of them and knowing where they all stand. It might actually work. Who knows? Michael Edwards has been successful for us. That could work, lad.
Could do. Can you just do me a favour, though? Take them headphones out and just use your mic on the laptop. just to see if it gets rid of that rattling sound. Speak. Say something. No, I can't hear you at all. Anyway, whilst he's
there we go. There we go.
There he goes. I think the rattling noise is gone now.
Is it gone?
Yeah. Right, that's hot topic number 1. Keep the comments coming down below in terms of how you feel around the new person coming in when it comes to a sporting director. Arsenal, last night, Doyle, 6-0 again. That's
Wow.
2 6-0 away wins in a row, plus a 5-0 before that. I mean, I've always, and if I'm really honest, I still think Man City will win the league. But do you almost now have Arsenal as serious contenders as maybe before the last? Well, certainly in 2024, they've won every single game. So the turn of the year, how kind of, well, I will say the word worried. How worried are you about the form of Arsenal? Because obviously Liverpool have been keeping one eye on Man City. We've got beaten by Arsenal. We know they're there or thereabouts. But are you almost taking Arsenal as a serious title threat, as serious as Man City now, seeing all the goals that they've been scoring?
Absolutely, lad. Who wouldn't? They are 100% next up, lad. We've seen a successful team in what Jurgen Klopp's built, and I'm seeing the exact same blueprint in Arsenal. They've had defeat, which that Liverpool team had, and that defeat can either make or break you, but it's definitely making this team and the added components the same way we did to their team. That's helping build that mentality, i.e. Declan Rice, lad. Them type of players make a massive difference, like Virgil van Dijk did for us, and it's just getting better and better. And you are seeing them pair right now, lad. They're hitting momentum, and they're actually playing the best football in the league without a shadow of a doubt. Better than Liverpool, better than Man City. So we've got to hold our hands up and say, yes, we're scared because they're actually coming, lad. For me, they're going to win the league either, if it's not this season or next season, it's the season after. The only reason why I want it to be, so Liverpool to win it this season, I'd love it. And then probably Pep's going to do his Bon Voyage season next season, I can imagine as well. And then maybe Man City will win it on his farewell season. And then Arsenal will take over the top, lad. But they're coming, lad. And there's nothing we can do about it, lad. It's happening. I've seen it before with Liverpool. I've seen it before with City. This is the exact same blueprint. It's the exact same, lad. It's happening. They're gonna win something soon, lad. We're just gonna have to take it. This is the ebbs and flows of football, lad. We've been successful for the last 10 years. It's the ebbs and flows, lad. It's the ebbs and flows. That's what you got to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the office today.
Yes, buddy.
You know, it's like you seeing, Robbie and Laurie in the office today. They're obviously buzzing, as they should be, because that is some achievement. I'll be honest. To have 3 away wins back to back like that in that shocking kit as well. I mean, the kit doesn't even deserve any wins. I'll be honest.
Do you remind me of Liverpool with Bobby, Mo and Sadio, lad? When they first started and they were just scoring goals for a laugh. They're doing it, lad. They're serious team now, lad. It's heavy.
Do we all think in the comments as well? I mean, obviously there's a lot of banter between Arsenal fans and any fans online, especially on social media. But ask in the chat right now and play along at home. I mean, how serious are you taking Arsenal? Would you be stupid to almost dismiss them as true title rivals, knowing that last year, obviously, they fell off around April? I mean, I'm starting to wake up to it. I'll be honest. I had us and City going all the way, but now this truly is definitely a 3-horse race. And if we draw on Sunday to City and Arsenal win their game, they go top. And we could end up third, as the weekend finishes. So, yeah, I think Arsenal, I'm actually glad that we don't have to play them again. The game after us for City, the game after Arsenal.
Yeah, but what would happen? Get on this, though.
Yeah, go on. What would happen? Get on this? What? Sorry, I think Doyle's having a malfunction. We're going to try put some batteries back in him. Not too sure. He seems to have malfunctioned quite seriously. Can you hear us, Doyle? He's still there? He's not there. He'll come back, I'm sure. But man, I'm taking Arsenal dead seriously now. maybe I should have a little bit more before, but at the same time, score that many goals. I think it's 19 goals in 3 away games. It's an absolute joke of a record, that is. So yeah, listen, you have to realize that even though maybe we know how good City are at this time of the year, we know how they go right down to the last minute of the last day, you might have to start thinking that about Arsenal. And not only is it a 2-horse race, I'm being silly. It has been a 3-horse race for some months now, but
that's
it really is going to be a 3-horse race until whatever point in the season where it becomes mathematically impossible for someone to win it. But boy, they look good, man. Let us know in the chat. Do you think Arsenal are up there with City in terms of main kind of title rivals? Let us know in the chat. Let us know right now. AGT, come on, lad. You spend way too much time around them deluded Afna, man. They get in your head. But listen, keep it real. They're doing well. They're doing very, very well. Oh, also, massive shout out to Colin, who says, guys, the like button is completely free. Smash it. Make sure you do that, please. Arsenal scare me, bro, says Drunk Vigo. Beat City and Arsenal become irrelevant. Obviously, the next game for Arsenal the next game for City after Liverpool is Arsenal at the Etihad. So there's 2 back-to-back weeks of just title.
Is that what it is? Yeah, it's literally just next. Yes. It's back to back. Wow. So get on this. Get on this. If we draw at Anfield, and then them 2 draw as well at the Etihad, we're still top of the league, aren't we? Is that right? Am I wrong?
Because it depends if Arsenal beat Brentford, though. So if Arsenal beat Brentford, they'll get 3 points. Wait, let me see the table. So, do you know what? I've never looked at a table more than I have in the last week or so to kind of work out the permutation.
We'll drop 2 points. We'll drop 2 points. And then they'll gain 3, so 1 ahead. But then they'll drop 2. Oh, so we'll be 1 behind, I think, actually.
So let me see the table. So let's say Arsenal win. They'd be on 64 points. Let's say we draw with City. We'd be on 64 points. But their goal difference is obviously very good now. And then
they go into next week.
Then they draw, and then we win our game, then we would be on the same points.
The same points.
Which is just mad when you think of it.
The same points.
And that's why, I'm looking at the goal difference now, right? We're not, we're still second most scored with 64 goals, but we've conceded 2 more than Arsenal. They've scored 68, conceded 23. So as much as at this stage, after game 27, the goal difference margins are really going to start hotting up ASAP when it comes to Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal. Man City themselves scored 62, let in 27. So it's so tight, man. It's so tight. The maths here is a madness. Shout out Robert Blair. It is. Unless I've got it wrong, or we'd be 2 ahead.
Be a point ahead, I think.
So,
yeah.
The maths is poor. I can't lie. The maths is not mathing. I did not excel in maths at school, obviously. So, yeah, we would be 2 ahead, which is nice. Math ain't mathing, 100%. Shout out Assad. Is Doyle going to get a calculator out? I'm not too sure what he's doing.
I was about to say, but then I don't want... I know we'll be ahead, lads. We'll be ahead, because we're 2 points ahead of them now, lad. So they'd only go 1 point ahead, but then they drop 2, so we'd be ahead of them again. If they did it, you get what I mean?
Yeah, no, they're right.
So it's honestly, if we, I know we're probably going to talk about it, but if we get a draw on Sunday and then they draw, that's sound. That's great, because it means that we can still be top of the league, lad, and it's in our hands. That's sound. That's what we want. Yeah.
But we've got to win our game after. We've got to go and win that game as well.
But yeah, we just got to. This is every season.
Just do it. Just get it done. Try and win.
Every game, lad. Every game is just absolute anxiety and torture. I can't even enjoy it anymore. I can't.
I do think 90 points wins the league this year. A. Thomas just said that in the chat. I agree with him. And I think we've got 63. We've got 63. So, yeah, 27 more, and we've won the league, hopefully. Right, there's over 200 of you in the chat right now. and still we're only on around 40 likes. So listen, that's got to go up. We are going to be speaking on the rumours, by the way. Rumours that Kelleher's injured, the rumours. And we're also going to be speaking about Xabi Alonso potentially to Bayern. But next up, we're talking about the king, Mohamed Salah, allegedly back in training from tomorrow, Doyle. Tomorrow being Wednesday. Obviously, the team fly out, I'm assuming, tomorrow after training. So that means that Mo would get a full session in tomorrow. And then, obviously, the warm-up for the Thursday game. And if I'm honest, obviously, you know I'm going to Prague. And if anyone else is going to Prague, let us know in the chat right now. So I will be pitch side on Thursday, giving you live and direct how Mo Salah is looking when it comes to Sunday. I will be there and see him with my own eyes training. But if, let's say he gets a session in there, let's say he comes on for 20, 25 minutes against Prague, which I'd love to see because there's still a European knockout tie to be won. I would say then you get him home, you give him training on Friday, maybe a light session, train Saturday, and then I think he's ready to start Sunday, do you?
Yeah, it's Mo Salah, lad. It's simple as that. It's Mo Salah. He's got to be on the pitch.
It's Mo Salah, yeah.
It's Mohamed Salah, lad. These are the moments where he steps up. Every single big game, lad, the lad has a brilliant performance. So I don't expect anything different from him. He always steps up. He always scores. Even when he's being out, he hits the ground running. He did it last time. He come back and scored and got an assist on his first game, lad. That's Mohamed Salah, lad. He's a numbers man. Yes, please, just start on Sunday. But I would like to see him start after 25 minutes. I just want to get him a little run out, lad. You know what I mean? It's the same what one of the comments said earlier, just to find some rhythm. But it's terrifying, this. This is so tentative. This is what's scary about it, right? I really think that Liverpool would have a great chance of winning the league if we had our full-strength team, i.e. Jota, Trent, Mohamed Salah, Nunes, everybody fit at the same time, Szoboszlai. Like, if everyone's fit there, we have a proper, strong little unit there to win the league, but we don't. And this is the terrifying thing. Even Alisson as well, yeah. Now, if you're talking about Kelleher, oh my God. Hopefully, everything's sound. But you know what I mean? It's just... it's scary, lad, and sensitive, and the fact that we just about got across the line and against Nottingham Forest the other day is not a great sign. You know what I mean? We're doing our best. That's all we can do. So we just got to keep going, like. But me, I'm scared for Thursday, even, like, if we can get over the line there.
Yeah, and trust me, that's a tough game. Shout out John Vigo. AGT and Salah hang out in the street. Literally was a metre away from Salah last Monday in Liverpool, filming that Pepsi advert on Duke Street, running down the street, genuinely, saw it with my own eyes, running down the street. I'm thinking, he'll be fit. He'll be fit for Forest away. No, he wasn't. He was not fit. But let's hope he gets that 25 to 30 minute run out on Thursday. And again, someone mentioned it in the chat earlier. The same for Szoboszlai, if not start Szoboszlai. On Thursday, we'll do a lineup prediction shortly. But yeah, Joey R says I'd start the kids for the first half and have the rest come in for the second half. I'd agree. Get some minutes in his legs Thursday and start Sunday, says Mitchell. And the league is more important than Europe, says Rodders 007. Douglas says if we draw with City, the season is over. It's a must win. The title is decided on Sunday. You'll never walk alone. I'm not too sure about that.
If we beat City on Sunday, that's something special. But that team at the moment, they are also finding their form and their mentality again. And Phil Foden, mate, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to win, but also a draw is not the end of the world. It's really not.
Al Gawapo says Mo was running away from you, lad. Probably was. Mark says Egypt are cheeky. They are cheeky, you know. With Salah, they're saying he should go to they're saying he should go to the international break. I think they play an exhibition game. He should go to no more internationals as Liverpool pay his wages. It's ridiculous and could wreck our season for that crappy Egypt side. I mean,
that's enough. You can't say that, like. But I get you. But as a Liverpool fan, it's frustrating to see our best player go. But also, it's his country, lad. That's what he wants to play for, and he loves them. So just the same way we love Liverpool, I've just got to let him do it, even though we are paying his wages. It's the same for every player that goes. Trent goes to England and that, right? Like everyone gets paid while they're going to the international thing. So
yeah,
just the way it is. I hate it too, lad. Absolutely hate it, though. I get it, especially when they come back injured. Like last time, lad. Heavy.
I hear it. I
But
hear it. He did come back injured last time, but I hear that you shouldn't disrespect him because, you know, it's his country. He's the face of that whole country. What he's done for football, what he's done for that country, let alone for football, it's
well,
just
yeah,
it transcends football. It almost reminds me of what Drogba did for the Ivory Coast in terms of, I mean, he was stopping civil wars and doing all kinds of stuff. But Mo Salah building hospitals, Sadio Mane was the same for Senegal. So I hear it. You have to respect it. He's the captain. I'm pretty sure, you know, they need him. But if it's an exhibition game, come on, man. Just drop him
exposition
out, let him
game,
train up.
exhibition
But the
game. Like,
problem is, Mo Salah wants to play every single game for every single club or country. That's
well, that's the
his
thing. Then if Mo
mentality.
Salah wants to do it, then you've got to let him. You got to let him
That's
do it
the
if he wants
thing,
to do it.
right?
Lad.
Mo and Dom need minutes, says W Dread.
Yeah, they do.
What else have we got here? I'm convinced Mo won't go and he'll stay. He understands the seriousness of our situation fighting for the league. That's another thing. He could, you know, you never know. You never know. I would start him on Sunday. I would start strong as you can on Thursday, then bring on the kids. So Jamie's saying the other way around. Let's get on to the next hot Kopic today. And it is, of course, Xabi Alonso. It's the latest in the Xabi Alonso saga. I was tagged, of course I was, by Flex yesterday on Twitter by an account that said discussions have begun when it goes as far as Bayern Munich and Xabi Alonso. I mean, obviously discussions will begin. He is obviously going to be speaking to a few clubs, or let me put it this way, a few clubs will be trying to speak to him. Whether he entertains them, whether he advances them talks is a different thing. But at this stage, from what I'm hearing, is the most likely outcome is he's either going to stay at Bayer Leverkusen or join Liverpool on a 3-year deal. We reported to you last week that Liverpool, according to Fraz Fletcher on Twitter, the LFC transfer room journalist, has said that Liverpool offered Xabi Alonso the 3-year deal. Now, obviously, knowing that, Bayern Munich are going to throw their hat in the ring as well and say that, well, if you're offering him deals, we are too. And it was reported yesterday on Sky Sports News that Bayern Munich have now opened discussions with Xabi Alonso about replacing Thomas Tuchel as head coach in the summer, according to Sky out in Germany. Flex obviously tagged me in that because, you know, he's desperate for Alonso not to go to us. But then as we've seen on socials today, if there's two options, it's either he stays at Leverkusen, which I think when you remove the emotion of them going for a league title for the first time now, then the only other outcome has to be Liverpool. So I'm still saying that he definitely joins us. I'm still 100% going out there on camera and saying that he definitely joins us. But Doyle, do you think Liverpool almost want to get this done as soon as possible under the carpet, not really announce anything till Klopp's gone? Or do you think that other clubs could maybe capitalize on the fact that they know we're waiting for Klopp to go and they can say, well, let's agree it now. And then, you know, but there's another part that just thinks, well, why would he go to Munich if he's going to win the league with Leverkusen? And Real Madrid, I think Ancelotti's wrapped up. So is it a help or a hindrance that we almost have to wait till Klopp is gone to announce it? Or could we announce it before that and beat Bayern Munich to his signature?
I don't think that it's a hindrance, but I think Jurgen Klopp has already praised Xabi Alonso, hasn't he, in one of his presses, lad? So I don't think he'd be particularly bothered if he was announced before Jurgen Klopp left. I really don't. I think it's got to be done in respectful ways. So Liverpool have always famously liked to get their deals done under the carpet. We just get it done very early, and then before you know it, we bought someone. So not like what we did with Dominic Szoboszlai and Jota, them type of players where no one's seen it coming and it just happens. But that's not necessarily me saying that we're going to get Xabi Alonso. I don't necessarily think that we will, lad. I don't. I do think it's a bit far-fetched for him to go to Bayern Munich. Like, he's just went to the Bundesliga. He's broke so many records already that Bayern Munich have held. He's gonna win the league for the first time ever with Bayer Leverkusen. What more is there to do in that league? Like, it would also be a bit of a shame for him to go to one of their bitter rivals in Bayern Munich and then play against the team that he's just won everything with. In my opinion, either it does stay at Leverkusen and build a year with them and see what he can do. Or he goes to Liverpool after having a triumphant time, leaving a fantastic team behind him for a new manager to come in and try and keep them where they are. So, again, it's up in the air, but I don't think Jurgen Klopp leaving has anything to do with us not announcing it. I really don't. I really don't. And it's the simple fact that Jurgen Klopp has already praised Xabi Alonso tells me that I don't think he feels the type of way about it either, to be quite honest with you. He said he's leaving, and he's happy that he's leaving. He wants the success for Liverpool. I think if he could help get Xabi Alonso in, he'd be like, sound, I'll do it.
If he could make a call, or I mean,
I think he would help
who's
us.
to say that he's not already done that? We don't know behind closed doors how advanced the talks are when it comes to Liverpool and Alonso. You'd like to think that, yes, we've offered him a 3-year deal. You'd like to think that we've given him promises by saying, look, we're trying to bring Michael Edwards back. We want to bring in Richard Hughes. We want to give you X amount for the new season. You know, you've still got a young squad. You're going to have to obviously persuade the likes of Mo, Virgil, Trent to maybe sign new deals again. There's a lot to do. There's a lot on the list. There's a lot of pressure, Doyle, that comes with managing Liverpool on the pitch, but also off the pitch, with all these changes that are going to happen in the summer. He is going into, I mean, who knows what position and what state of health Klopp could leave us in June, but he is going into a transition period, if I'm honest. So he's got a way up. Well, listen, if I win the league...
It's how hard we push. How hard we push
Yeah.
is going to be how the relationship is going to form with Liverpool and Xabi Alonso. So if we really push to get him and he turns us down, it might be one of them type of things in his brain where he's thinking, I might never get an opportunity to manage Liverpool ever again, and I can't really turn this down. And if he does, well, that's sour the relationship with the two, right? Both parties. And then if he doesn't become successful after having this great season with Leverkusen, will he never get that chance as well? It's very up and down. It's a turning point in his career, without a shadow of a doubt. So he's going to make a massive decision, Xabi Alonso. And I don't know which way it's going to swing, lad. I really can't put my finger on anything, me, lad. I can't.
I can't lie.
It's very dangerous from to come to us. It is. It's dangerous, lad, in a lot of ways. He's coming after the most successful manager we've seen in our lifetime. That is big shoes to follow. But I know he's emotionally, he's mature enough. He's that character that can take that in his stride, put his own fingerprints on the team, all of that stuff. It's just, I can't tell you which way this is gonna go, lads. I can't read the minds.
I understand and hear everything you've just said, but having said that, I'll put 100% down that he comes to Liverpool, bro. I think the owners have maybe understood and heard what the fan base have said around who they want to be the next manager, because that is something you do have to take into account. You can be the guy upstairs making the big decisions, but you need to know what the guys downstairs, even though it shouldn't be like that, because the fans are everything at a football club, right? But you also need to get a bit of a social test done to see who the fans want. And I think it's clear and obvious that even though the experience isn't necessarily there, the years of winning Champions Leagues, etc., isn't there, I still think Xabi Alonso picks Liverpool over any other team out there. And that's not to sound arrogant, but let's put the names in the hats. If it's Bayern Munich, it just does not make any sense. I mean, listen, they're going to want him. Of course, they're going to want him because he's doing really well and he's just 10 points ahead of them in the league. But if you're Xabi Alonso, maybe his family's settled in Germany. That's the only excuse I can maybe give. And take away Liverpool. If Liverpool weren't looking for another manager, I would say, yeah, go for it. Go to Bayern Munich. It's one of your former teams.
I wouldn't.
But even then, I don't think I would, because Leverkusen are doing better than them. So
yeah, like,
and I always come back to
went to Bayern Munich. Imagine that. You know what I mean? That's the type of it's not exact same, of course, because there was much more rivalry in the years. But that's what it'd be like. It's like, whoa. It almost tarnishes everything that he's just done at Leverkusen, right?
Yeah, and I don't think he's that kind of. Listen, that if a Mourinho did that, I wouldn't be surprised. We've seen Mourinho manage, Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham. Randomly enough, he's managed, or he was at Barcelona when he was younger. Went to Real Madrid. He's not scared of, rattling the feathers, doing a bit of a Figo and joining your rivals. But I don't think Xabi Alonso has got that character to do that. And I also don't think that, and this is what I keep coming back to, just forget about the reasons behind it. I just don't think he'll go there, especially knowing that that deal is on the table from Liverpool. So let's jump into a few of the comments. Shout out to Gary Richards. Shout out to Goose Step Scouser as well. Shout out to Ali A, who have kind of rubbished the reports about him to Bayern. Don't forget that Pletigol is the Fabrizio Romano equivalent for Chelsea. So it came from Pletigol yesterday, who is a little bit of a mouthpiece actually for Bayern Munich. So you can't read into it too much. It's important to mention that Florian Plettenberg, Bayern superfan, who gets the information Bayern want him to share. Of course, Dahir says, unless Alonso's family is settled in Germany, but he'd rather join us, only logical reason to stay is if the Madrid role is then guaranteed. And Al Guapo just reminding us that he is a mouthpiece, as is Ali A as well. He's a complete gentleman, says Aid Tom. Alonso, I don't think he's talking to anyone yet or making decisions with rivals. 97 likes. Listen, over 300 of you joined in. You're locked in live to Hot Kopics podcast, episode 104 with myself, AGT, and Doyle. Let's get at least 150 likes. Look, really, as soon as you enter, you should like it. There's 300 of you now. Let's try get that to 150. And if you haven't pressed like, shame on you. It costs nothing, and it really helps us out. So make sure you go and do that, please.
Yes, please.
Frank Carlisle, it was beautiful to meet Frank last week. I'm not going to lie. Really, really was happy to see Mr. Carlisle. He says, Xabi is joining us. It's 100% done deal. Believe me, lads, Xabi can't say anything at the moment in respect of Leverkusen. And I like
both clubs. I think it's both parties. Both parties have both got
off,
the same
it's
similar
off
vibes going on.
respecting that he's still at Leverkusen as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what he's right. Everyone's saying Xabi is a gentleman, and that's exactly why. Because it's going to be an emotional transition for Liverpool fans to go from the best manager I've ever seen in my lifetime to one of our cult heroes in Xabi Alonso. It's going to be a massive transition, and we do believe in his football methodology and all that stuff, but it's definitely an emotional decision as well. We want someone that is familiar, that we know he's a Spanish Scouser lad. He's won stuff with us. He was there for the Champions League final. And now look at him, lad. He's thriving in a managerial role, so let's give him a shot. It just seems right. He's got the personality type. I'd absolutely love it to be him. He's the coolest dude in the world, lad. I've seen him. He's the suits he wears and the sunglasses. Like, he's just a cool dude, lad. So to manage Liverpool would be a boss little transition. He's young. He's got a new way of football, lad. I like it. And possibly, if he did come, bring some of them little Leverkusen players over there, lad, because you've got some boss players there, you know, lad. Just put a little word in.
Florian Wirtz, Frimpong, Ronaldo,
yes.
some good players there. Shout out to Kopics, man. Big up to the lads. They're sending us their well wishes. Shout out to you.
All right, lads.
Spanish Scouser. He's almost like a Spanish Rob Edwards with the way he's charming the ladies. Frank Carlisle is the Scouse godfather. That is a statement I get behind.
Yes, he is, lads.
Absolutely. He actually is.
OG.
The Scouse historian. Shout out to him. Get Doyle in as the next manager.
Oh, absolutely not, lad. I'll crumble under the pressure, mate.
Nah, I don't think so. I really don't. Right, let's talk about, I'm not going to say the news about Kelleher, because from what I'm hearing, it is rumours. But the internet kind of did break down a little bit a couple of hours ago, Doyle, when I was just leaving the studio. And it was widely reported. You know how it gets. It's a load of rubbish, hopefully, touch wood. But the report around Kelleher came from an account that apparently had 138 followers on Instagram. Within 10 minutes, you know, the Anfield Watch, all these big Liverpool accounts, anything LFC are saying that they are rumours and we don't know if it's concrete, nothing at the minute. I mean, I think we're hearing in the chat as well that that account has been deleted as well. Also, Indy Kyler has just said, don't listen to the fake rumours regarding Kelleher being injured. He's fine. But let's say he is fine. And again, touch wood, he is. Let's say we don't have to deal with a stress of another injury. Let's just see, Doyle, what our backup would be if the worst did happen and Kelleher did get injured. Because we're still looking at 3 weeks till Alisson comes back. If Alisson can get injured in training, so can Kelleher. And if Kelleher does get injured, and again, we're not manifesting this. We know it's a rumour. We hopefully know it's BS. And we know that Kelleher will be in goal. But would you be comfortable going into a crucial title race knowing that Adrian's in goal? Because I wouldn't.
It's like proper load. No, of course. Why would I, lad? He's hard to play for us, and the last time I remember him properly playing for us was that disaster against Atletico Madrid in Anfield in the Champions League, lad. So the answer is no. I'd rather stick Jurgen Klopp in goal, lad, than him, to be quite honest with you, lad. Get Jurgen in goal, he'd probably do a
I'd
better
rather
job.
Joe Gomez.
I don't want to disrespect the player, like, you know what I mean? He's a professional footballer, he's obviously good, but you know what I'm saying? It's
I think
just, he
last
hasn't
time,
played in ages either. No, thank you.
yeah. How about this though? The last time Adrian played was against Man City and Liverpool won the game.
That is mad.
Right? In August 2022, I believe.
Is that for the
In
Community
the
Shield?
Community Shield when
Yeah, but
Haaland
that
missed the
doesn't count, does
sitter, I
it?
think.
Doesn't count that though, lads, you know what I mean? And I think he made some good saves in the game, to be quite honest with you, as well. But that just, is
Yeah,
that
I
the last game
mean,
he played against us?
yeah.
That's the
To
lad,
be
that's 2
fair,
years ago.
that game against Atleti that you were talking about, I was at that game. He definitely lost us. So I actually think we go and win the Champions League if Alisson's in goal that game. Because that season, it was Bayern PSG in the final, if you remember. And I
Yeah.
think a prime Liverpool who had just won the league, I reckon we win that Champions League. So
Yeah.
it sounds harsh, but I can firmly say that between Karius and Adrian, we've lost 2 Champions Leagues. But Adrian was in goal for the Super Cup shootout, which we beat Chelsea in. But anyway, hopefully we won't even have to think about this because, like I said,
Kelly's
I've put
being
a big
boss, lad.
question mark. I've put a big question mark on the title. Kelleher injured, and I guess when we hear from Jurgen Klopp for the next time, probably tomorrow before the game on Thursday, that's the first question I think he'll get asked, and hopefully it's the first question he puts to bed, and he tells us all that he is not injured. But again, the big rumors that spread around, you have to talk about these things because smoke doesn't just arrive. So I'm saying that Kelleher is not injured and Adrian is not in goal for City. If anything, the news that I want to be hearing is Alisson is back and Kelleher, with all due respect, goes back into his second place. But as far as I'm concerned, Kelleher's got 3 clean sheets in 3. He's won us pretty much a trophy on his own, pretty much, apart from Van Dijk.
Brother, he's been
And
brilliant. He's
he
been
is
phenomenal.
incredible. So let's show him as much respect as we can because, like I said, I don't think he is injured, and I think he plays on Sunday.
The only thing we miss with Kelly is the release, lad, from Alisson when he
It's
quickly
getting better
releases
though.
that transition. It's getting
Getting a bit
better,
better.
but to be honest with you, like Kelly has been great, lad. His closing down has been just like, and like obviously I'm not comparing him. Ali's the best goalkeeper in the world. Like Kelleher is the second for a reason, but we haven't noticed it so far. He's had some crucial moments where he's been 1-on-1. He closes them down so quickly. He gets off
Yeah.
his line. He's had reaction saves, lad. He's actually been phenomenal, lad. He really has. And to step in the way he does, he keeps repeating this success every time. He's like the Divock Origi of goalkeepers. Just always clutch moment for us, lad. Always stepping up when we need him to. I really have come on leaps and bounds with the trust that I've got in him, lad, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Even going into this City game, I'm like, I feel like we could still win this, even with him in goal, because he's just being that good. I'm sure he can carry on his momentum. And if he gets one good save at the start of that Man City game, lad, he'll be good for the rest of the game, because that's the type of player he is. They're that confidence type of thing. So I'm still going into the City game now, thinking that he's going to be in goal, lad. Can't imagine that he won't. I didn't see anything, lad, and I've you know what I mean. I haven't seen anything about it. To be honest with you, lad, hearing it from you is the first time.
Yeah. That's what I mean. You've got to take these things with a pinch of salt. I think there was just such a scaremongering way about the initial
Horrible.
fake report that really spreads like wildfire, and it's our job to kind of stop and make sure that those things don't come true, because that's why there's a big question mark around it, and we can say that it is a hoax. Let's touch wood again.
Until Jurgen Klopp says things like,
Kelleher has
I don't believe
been
in him.
Absolutely, man. Stop thinking Kelleher is a number 2, says Colin. Kelleher is the GOAT. Shout out to man like Colin. Joel says Kelleher is more than good enough to get us a league title. And you know what? Over the last 3 games, obviously he's kept 3 clean sheets. He's been incredible. But for me, it's the one-on-one saves that I've really enjoyed. Yes, against Brentford, he pushes it back out into trouble. Did the same at home against Luton. But in the last 3 games, you know those kind of Alisson saves where the striker's bearing through on goal, which is a mistake in the first place for even allowing that to happen.
Yeah.
Especially through the middle. I mean, Virgil and Konate, they are prone sometimes to allow a bit of a gap to form, which I don't like. But when that player is bearing down on goal, very similar to Elanga at the weekend, the way he's so calm and he waits right up until the last minute to kind of spread himself and make the save is very Alisson-like. I think you're right. The only thing that maybe we're struggling to compare him and Alisson to, even though we shouldn't because they're 2 different goalkeepers, is maybe the distribution. We know Alisson, especially against City last year for Salah, that distribution, he gets assists, he can score goals. So we've got to almost stop comparing them both because they have different styles. But Alisson, we need him to come back ASAP.
Isn't it just the way, lad? Hey, isn't it just the way? Like, we beat them last season when you didn't need, doesn't even matter. Don't have to beat them, lad. Can lose and it's fine because we've had a crap season. But this season, we desperately need to beat them again. And we know it's just not going to be that. It's not going to be the same thing that happened last year, lad. And it's horrible. Well, I just don't get that. Football's a cruel game. A cruel game, lad.
Well, there's people here saying Kelleher is very good with his feet, AGT, better than Ali. I'm not sure about that. Yes, can we get to 175 likes? Come on, it's the happy 7-0 day, the first year anniversary. It's with Doyle on this very day last year. So make sure you at least do it for that sake. At least press it just for that. Let's move on, Doyle, because that is hopefully a hoax and we don't need to talk about it too much. Sparta Prague, let's quickly get a lineup prediction for that game. As you know, I'm going to be in Prague. I'm going to be coming to you with content before, during, and after the game. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'm going to be pitch side during the warm-up. So make sure that you are subscribed to get all that good content and hit the bell if you haven't already so you don't miss a single video. Kelleher in goal, let's say.
Yeah.
Bradley, Kwanzaa, Virgil.
Yeah. No.
Tsimikas.
I think it'll be Konate, you know. Virgil's played and started every game, lad, and I think he'll bring Virgil on second half. He always does this with Konate and Virgil. He gives them 1 half each.
Yeah, but I don't know what's going on there. Is it your birthday?
What happened then, lad?
For audio listeners, loads of balloons just popped up around Doyle's face, so I'm not too sure.
I don't know how to do it, lad.
What?
Put your fingers up like
that. You
that,
do the
lad.
peace sign and balloons go up. What's this? Oh my God! What the hell is going on? Nah, that's actually.
Now we know what to do when Liverpool win the league, lad, innit?
What? Nah, that's actually mad. That is fully mad. Right, we've got to 170 likes. There's 274 people watching, so make sure we get them up. So go through your lineup prediction for Prague.
Kelly in goal, Bradley on right back, Kwanzaa, Konate, Tsimikas, midfield of Bobby Clark, potentially Endo, and Harvey Elliott. I'm thinking probably Harvey Elliott or one of the two. Probably Macher. Yeah, Macher. A bit of experience.
Yeah, all right.
Macher. Right wing, I think it's got Elliott. Centre, Gakpo on the left, Diaz. And then I think he'll bring on Salah on like the 70th, 60th minute or something. He'll bring on Virgil at half time. And yeah, maybe Nunes at some point if we're not winning or something. I don't know. That's what I think.
Yeah. I'd go with that. I mean, you could bring on a Robertson, you could bring on Maka, you could bring on Szoboszlai, you could bring on Salah.
Yeah.
So more than enough, you'd think, to beat Slavia Prague. They just played the derby at the weekend, though. They drew 0-0, top of the Czech league. I think they've lost a game. Very, very intense stadium, man. Like, this is no walkover. I need everyone to, if you are thinking that, get that out of your head.
Definitely
because
not,
honestly, this is a serious team and a serious environment. So this is a big test. And guess what? If we don't come through it unscathed on Sunday, I believe that spills into your league form as well. So you've got to make sure that you are giving yourself the best rhythm going into that City game. There's people here in the chat, though, saying start Szoboszlai for the minutes, you know, get a few minutes in him. Obviously, we know we've got to keep Foden quiet at the weekend. But people are saying give Dan the start. Give
Yeah.
Jaden
Right.
Dan's the
Lads,
start on Thursday.
lads, have you seen his finishing prowess the other week? That dink was unbelievable. And Gakpo's
Unreal.
not really been scoring goals for us, really, has he? So why not, like, give him a chance? But just having said that, we have just said how serious this stadium is and how much we've got to take that into consideration. And Gakpo definitely has more experience of dealing with bigger atmospheres, right? He might not have been in all the finals and all whatever else, but
Yeah.
he's definitely played more games than Dan. So it might be a bit overwhelming for Dan's, considering it's not at home, it's at a hostile environment. Yes, give him a try, lad. But also, I think I'd rather start a senior team, settle into the game, lad, get some goals, hopefully, and then if we're ahead, then bring the kids on. But if not, we need to win this, lad. It's a knockout game, lad. We have to win.
Must win. Obviously, we've got 2 legs, so you can afford to maybe get a draw and then go back to Anfield and win. But there's also an opportunity for Dan's in terms of, I know Gakpo might have more European experience, but that fearlessness, something that Michael Owen had when he was 17, 18. He almost didn't even know who he was playing against, at that age, to know and to have no fear is almost could work in his favour. And you could always play Gakpo on the left and actually play Dan through the middle.
Absolutely.
And then you can bring on a Diaz, you can bring on a Nunes as well, and a Salah, and completely change that front three. Maybe end with the front three that you'd actually want to start that City game. So I agree.
Whatever Klopp does, that's what I would say. Klopp
knows best.
He always knows how. Yeah, always. So
Always
whatever he does, lad, I trust.
100%. MK reminding us to treat every team with respect.
Absolutely,
underestimating teams always backfires.
Absolutely.
Gene says put Endo on Foden. He can do a ninja job on him and absolutely lock him down for the game. Probably going to get a yellow on Sunday, I'm assuming, Endo.
Absolutely, lad. That's his job.
Carolyn says you've unlocked some secret gestures. Try making a heart. No. That's mad.
What about this one? Does that do something as well?
It's mad.
Mad.
Sorry, for audio listeners, we're doing a heart gesture and it actually brings up hearts on the screen.
That one does one as well.
Oh, snap. It does the thing. Oh. Nah, it's all mad. I don't know how we managed to unlock that, but we've done it. Is there a thumbs down? Yeah, there's a thumbs down. There you go. Speaking on the City game then, just before we go, and a quick reminder to, if you haven't already, do smash that like button. I believe we're around about 200 likes now, which is great. Apparently it's on all Apple devices, so yeah, love that. So City, let's get your score prediction for that one, Doyle. I know it's a game, obviously, we've got on Thursday, but Man City is easily the biggest game for us at Anfield across the season. Give me what your heart and what your head says, and bear in mind just how good they are as well.
My heart says 2-1 Liverpool. We get across the line and we win in the last minute, as we always do. And my head says 1-1, similar to the game at the Etihad, where they're probably going to dominate the ball. They're going to be the better team, but we're just going to have to dig in and try and get a result the same way we did with the quality that we're going to have back in the team in Salah. So, terrified me, lads. This could be the end of our season. If we lose, then it's over. A draw is not the end of the world. I will walk out of that game still with the hopes that we can win the league, because you never know what happens at the Etihad. If they draw at the Etihad with the way Arsenal are playing at the moment, we're top of the league again, lad. So I'm going to go with my 2-1 prediction for Liverpool, because I never go into any game not wanting to win. So 2-1 Liverpool, please. We need this, similar to the moments that we had ages ago and we won, but we don't want to slip afterwards, lad. We want to do this. We really need this, lad. Liverpool need this. Need it, lad. We're desperate.
Colin going 2-1. Maya Nice going 2-1. 50 ping Skiller. Good name. 4-3 to Liverpool. 4-1 says Victoria. 2-2 says Leao. Mac 10p. Shout out to P Mac. Says Liverpool
yes,
5 City 0. Nice and easy. Not quite, man. A bit worried for Doku versus Bradley, says Lucky. But Doku's output, I mean, he threatened. Bradley's, he kept Raheem Sterling quiet in the final. So, it's one of them. 3-1 to us. They bottle it when the fans turn up, and it's going to be like a caged animal stuck inside with nowhere to go. Shout out to Fraser from Fazak. And we're almost on 100. Well, not too sure what happened there. Very close to 200 likes, so make sure we smash that. Right, we're going to call it a day there. Oh, no, he's back. There he is. Is he doing that live or is he frozen? I think he's frozen. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up there. Massive shout out to everyone who's joined us. Remember to hit that like button on the way out. Doyle's back with us there. We're just seeing off the show now, D. Thanks for coming on, brother. And don't forget, Thursday, I am in Prague. We're going to give you a video before the game from Prague. We're also going to give you fan cams and a vlog on DR Sports. Massive shout out to TNT for inviting us out there. And then when I come back on Friday, I've got a big interview with Big Steve. And then, of course, we go into the big game on Sunday. So, Doyle, any last words for episode 104?
Up the fucking Reds. Let's go and get this league title, innit?
Up the Reds. There's a title to be won. Take care. We'll see you next week. All the best. Up the Reds.
Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this, make sure you check out the rest of the channel too. There's other stuff you'll enjoy for sure.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Kop TV,
The voice
of football's most famous dads. Come on.